What's up, my people? Check me out. Today, we're going to be planting some cucumbers. We just picked those up from Lowe's a couple of hours ago. But in order to plant these, we need to go over some things about some soil. As you can see, this is Miracle Grow garden soil. It's technically not meant for pots, but you can use it in pots, and we'll get to that. It says for in-ground use. This right here is basically broken down tree fibers. It's kind of like a mulch. It doesn't really hold water well. If you're using it in ground, it's good to protect, the top cover of your ground, but it can also be a great filler. This right here, we got 5 of these bags, which is 0.75 cubic feet. So just now, he ain't have nowhere to go while I'm trying to shoot this video. Hey, anyway, that's life, y'all. We stay close by an airport. But so to help this soil out, what we're going to use is some organic cow manure, which is black cow. I love black cow because it is derived from cow manure, which cow manure is a great source of fertilizer. So it's like chicken manure, but this is a very good organic product to mix in with this. I think you can get this at any of your stores, like Co-op, Home Depot, Lowe's. But this is going to give it that organic material that we need. Plus it has a little bit more of the nutrients, going by those numbers. Only 0.5, but still better than that. And to help us retain moisture, we're going to use 100% organic peat moss. Also, for most of these plants, they're not very particular about the soil that they grow in. Not very particular. Some are, like succulent plants. They're very particular about the soil they grow in. Watermelons, things like that. They have tools out there that you can check your pH level, check and see whether or not the soil is acidic. Some plants like acidic soil. Some plants like more alkaline soil. But cucumbers, big thing about those is they're going to need a lot of water. They're going to need a lot of water, and they're going to need a lot of nitrogen. So with all these things combined, we're going to start with a good base to grow those cucumbers in. Also, we're going to be putting in just some organic all-purpose fertilizer. Your minerals and what's in it is on the back. When you get plants, they come with this little card that's going to give you general information about the plant. This card, if you're planting in ground, it's not going to tell you what type of soil you have and things like that. So anytime you're getting these plants and you're not sure about what to do, you can check out TikTok, Google, YouTube, any of those things, but do a good Google search to know, what does this plant need? Different plants need different things. So what we're going to do to mix this up is we're going to do 1 bag of that garden soil. And as you can see, it's mostly wood, decaying wood bark, wood products. Not very good to grow in, unless you're growing in the ground, which is what it's for. But we're going to use it in a pot because it was cheap. Now, I'm going to have my helper fill this bucket, which is about a half of a cubic foot. He's going to fill this bucket with peat moss. And we're going to mix in this. This, we just want about a half of a cubic foot. And yes, I'm going to guess. You don't need a lot. That is enough. that's about close enough. We're gonna dump that in there, and then we're gonna mix it. Hey, I changed my mind midway. We're gonna add a couple of more scoops. So that's probably about 7 in total, big handfuls. And we mix. So now we have our soil mixed up. We're getting ready to prepare our buckets. Now that I have this soil, where once it's wet, it will retain some moisture. This is where it gets confusing. I don't want it to retain a lot of moisture. So what I need to do is put some drainage holes at the bottom of the containers I'm gonna use. This is regular old bucket. This is a kitty litter box, but the reason why I'm using these is because they're tall, and I'm going to be planting cucumbers in this soil first. So these buckets will work perfectly because they're deep. The roots can go down pretty deep, but I want to create some drainage holes. So the bottom of this container has some indentions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come right above those indentions, leaving just a little bit of room at the bottom. In this case, I say it's probably about 3/4 of an inch that I'm leaving at the bottom, so that once the roots get down here and they mature, they'll have enough water down here to help maintain the life of the plant. So this is a 3/4 inch bit. All we do is come to the top of these and poke us a hole. If you don't have a drill, you can get maybe like any type of little rod that you may have. It may be smaller, but just poke you some holes where the water can drain out pretty well. You can also do it with a knife, but you know, that's kind of dangerous, but you could. This bucket, I'm going to do the same thing, 4 holes on each side. I'm going to come up about 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch, finger length, just not directly on the bottom. And I do it on all 4 sides on this one. Now we're ready to fill it with soil. Okay, now we got our buckets filled all the way to the top, leaving about 2 inches all the way around. That's how we fill it.